I just want to begin without a long history lesson. What is the ultimate difference between Shia and Sunni Muslims?
Well, it basically originated from the succession to the Prophet Muhammad after his death. The Shiite Muslims followed the Prophet Muhammad's son-in-law and cousin, a fellow by the name of Imam Ali, and another group of Muslims essentially elected another leader. The very differences in following those particular leaders led to the original split, and as you can imagine, the split gathered accretions throughout history, and now there are geopolitical elements that you described that are inherent in this split as well.
Let's talk more about those geopolitical elements, because Iran is believed to be backing Shia groups in Iraq and in Lebanon. So I'm wondering if you think they're really gaining legitimate power outside Iranian borders, or are Hezbollah in Lebanon and Iraqi groups too weak to really justify that?
No, absolutely. Iran has significant influence in Iraq and in Lebanon. In Lebanon, Iran wields power mostly through Hezbollah. Hezbollah is still the most significant Lebanese Shiite political movement. It's not just a militant group. It's also actually a legitimate political party. As you know, it holds seats in parliament. It holds ministerial portfolios. Some Lebanese will argue that it holds Lebanese politics hostage in some respects. Iran also wields significant influence with Iraqi Shiite political parties. And with Iraqi political parties in general, it was quite significant that when Iraq's political parties were in deadlock after the March 2010 elections, 3 of the 4 leading political party candidates immediately flew to Tehran for consultations. Where Iran's writ is less influential is in the Gulf states. They don't have as much influence in the Gulf states, in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in Bahrain, with those Shiite communities, as they have with the Shiite communities in Iraq and in Lebanon.
Now, if we read into what's alleged in many of the leaked WikiLeaks documents that are making the rounds right now, it appears that many of Iran's neighbors here in the Gulf are afraid of the country being armed with nuclear weapons. In your view, I mean, why is this? Is it because Iran's politics are so closely tied to its religious majority?
Well, you know, I would actually untie the Shiite-Sunni conflict here, and I would actually take it back to a more basic geostrategic conflict. After all, Iran is a large country in the region. It has, one senior Emirati official would say to me, they have been Shiites only for 500 years, but they've been Persians for 3,000 years. And so you may even have to go back to the Persian-Arab conflicts of throughout ancient history. And when the Saudi officials express alarm over Iranian actions, when Emirati officials express alarm over Iranian actions, it has more to do with Iran's geopolitical stances in the region, its support for Hezbollah, its support for Hamas, its support for groups within Iraq that they believe are destabilizing Iraq, and much less to do with Iran's Shiite identity. And the last point that is worth noting is that the leadership in Iran, they like to view themselves as a pan-Islamic power. They do not like to view themselves as only a Shiite sectarian power. And for this reason, they actually do engage quite actively with Sunni groups in the region as well, as long as they fit in with Iran's geostrategic interests. So, for example, their support for Hamas, Hamas being an offshoot of the Sunni Muslim Brotherhood. So we can untangle and untie the Shiite-Sunni conflict, and it becomes much more of a traditional geostrategic one.